This is my custom, can't buy it anywhere, King of Crushers 4.0 solid axle monster truck. In 2006, I decided to design and build my own solid axle monster truck because I knew the platform could be considerably better than the trucks that were available at the time. And that became the King of Crushers, and it was featured in the September 2000 issue of RC Car Action magazine. I've learned a lot in the years that followed and been working on refining the design, and that brings us to the truck that sits in front of me, which is the King of Crushers 4.0, and it is the best one yet. Here's the article on the first version of the truck, and this one has axles with pivot ball hubs because I wanted to have the ability to adjust axle width. And after some runs and realizing I'll never adjust the axle width, I tweaked the design and went with the standard hubs that are cheaper and have less moving parts. This truck also had dual brushed motors, a battery holder for a 6-cell nickel metal hydride battery, a transmission that I made myself, and more. This was also a platform that I wanted to be able to run electric or nitro power, and that's why the paint job has flames and lightning bolts. Fast forward and you have a truck that's much lighter, more precise, and faster than version 1. The body is a Ford Raptor from Proline, and after a Formula 1 race, I decided that a Red Bull paint job would look awesome on it. I used Proline paints in a custom mixed color to make it happen. The Red Bull logos are all paint, and I cut them out of vinyl on my stick-up vinyl cutter. I'll be running this truck in the 2.2 class at any monster truck event that I go to, so I recently made the switch to that size tire. On the truck now are some JConcepts Renegade Jr tires, and they're mounted on JConcepts Midwest wheels. I have JConcepts aluminum adapters on the wheels, and I'm using the 25mm spacers in the rear for stability and the 18mm spacers in front to reduce scrub radius. What makes my axles unique is that you can remove the differentials from the housing with only 6 screws. The tires don't have to be removed from the axles, and the axles can stay on the truck. Inside the housings are Traxxas 4x4 differentials with Traxxas steel slider drive shafts. The differentials are also equipped with Traxxas spiral cut ring and pinion gears. The top and bottom of the housings are full of threaded holes to make them as universal as possible. The main reason for that was because I was planning on selling the axles, but due to various reasons that didn't really happen. Aluminum Traxxas hubs can be found on each end of the axle. The transmission in this truck is very simple. It's just a Traxxas Revo ring and pinion gear and a spool. And I designed a 3D printed housing for it that allows me to get the motor as low and as close to it as possible. Another unique feature of this transmission is that I can shorten up any 5mm top shaft available, which opens the door for different gear sizes and slipper clutch choices. The entire drivetrain of this truck rolls on ceramic bearings from Acer Racing. The front toe is set with a 1/4-inch thick steering link, but the rear is fully adjustable. And I used Lundsford Racing titanium turnbuckles to connect the hubs to the mount in the center. That allows me to fine-tune rear toe and set it up for various conditions. This chassis uses the same mounting points as the ones that came before it, but this one has a new scale look that I'm really liking. I had a company cut this one out of some aluminum for me while they were in the process of making some other parts on their water jet machine. And eventually I'll make a carbon fiber version that'll look even better. This chassis uses a standard 3-inch spacer as a cross member, and they're available in different materials. Right now they're aluminum, but I can change some to brass or steel to fine-tune the balance of the truck. I went with a link mounted shock on this truck, so I designed some lower links that would be durable, adjustable, and easy to fix. The rod ends are held in place with screws, so that way if they bend or break, they can easily be replaced without causing any damage to the lower links. And I ditched the idea of using standard aluminum upper links, went with strong and lightweight titanium ones made out of Lundsford Racing turnbuckles. TLR shocks support the front and rear of the chassis. They're filled with 17.5 weight oil and have 1.8 pound springs all around. My sway bar design is something I came up with years ago, and I've had different versions since. I've dealt with every type of RC car you can imagine, and one of the coolest features I ever saw was the way front sway bars on A-scale on-road cars are adjusted. They basically have 2 flat blades with a ball and cup that meet in the center. As you rotate the blades, they either stiffen or soften the sway bar. I love the idea of an easy-to-adjust sway bar, and that's how this came about. Now you can find it on the Losi LMT. The sway bar thickness can be changed, the length of it can be changed, and the material can be changed. It's quick and easy to adjust. The links that connect them to the axles are also Lunsford titanium pieces. I'm getting ready for a race, and I'm trying something new with the power system in this truck. Normally I use a 550 motor and an A-scale speed control, but since this truck will be running smaller and lighter tires, which reduces the overall weight, I went with a 540 setup. The smaller speed control and motor will also reduce the weight of the truck, and more importantly, will have a lot less torque, which will make the truck easier to drive. In the chassis right now is a T360 RSX Pro speed control and a T360 6.5 turn Gen 4 motor. Speaking of Tegan, I'm also using one of their T360 servos in the truck. I love these servos because they look great, they're durable, and fully tunable. I've run this truck a lot in my backyard track, and I love how it performs there. I've even been able to race it a couple times. Didn't do so well in the races, and that's mainly because I didn't take the time to work on a setup for those tracks. Now, even though the truck performs well, it doesn't mean I'm done with it. I have a couple more ideas. I'm going to a race with it right now. When I get back from the race, I'm going to kind of put those ideas in place, and I'll show you a video of the truck as soon as it's been updated.